Hey, let's go. Thank you for joining us again tonight. As this week, we look at the American National League Eastern Divisions, the boom, bust, and prospect candidates for each team. But as we always do, we begin by asking you the question, where else would you rather be than right here? Where is it? Where is it? I'm conflicted this week. I'm torn with another question right now.
Jesus Christ.
The question of the week.
Is anybody interested in being a producer for this show? That's the question.
Well, but Naka Eddie posted it, and just inquiring minds got to know, is it Tony Clark's brother's wife or his wife's sister? Anyway, while we ponder that,
I tried to put our resident reporter on it, Rocco Constantino, and he shared that it was his wife's sister, and I said it's better than his own sister.
This is true. And with that,
what a shit show.
You have a beard, very Tony Clarkish, by the way. You are looking live in our studios. This is Fantasy Baseball Now, episode 74. Here for our show, part of the Ball9.com podcast network. We'll also maybe get into a little hot stove. Spring training is ramping up. Games will be starting soon. How are you?
Good. WBC starting sooner, right? Getting ready to crank that up. I'm good. Let me a disclaimer. Since you made the Tony Clark reference, I am not in a relationship with my sister-in-law.
That's good.
At least not one that has a paper trail.
Even better.
It is even better.
No phantom job.
No, I haven't hired somebody for a phantom job. Though if she cleaned my house, the whole bets are off.
You didn't build a mock office on site?
No. If I did, it'd have a Cheryl Teagues poster in it anyway, so it wouldn't even make any difference.
Okay.
So this is episode 74. Holy cow. You got to be kidding me. I don't know. You people keep coming back. This is the episode where we piss off the big man from Massachusetts. So we spent some time on the AL East, and then we piss off Battlefield Bob when we spent some time on the National League East. We won't talk about the other teams because nobody seems to care. But follow us at ball9.com. Follow us on our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Fantasy Base B Now Twitter account. Follow us on our new Facebook account, Fantasy Baseball Now, and our new Instagram account, Fantasy BB Now. We're everywhere. We're on the socials. We won't. Sean will be doing the TikToks. The TikToks, and I will. The only TikTok I like is the one where my clock wakes me up at 9 a.m. We're not in the TikTok thing. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Snapchat. I mean, I guess if I was a 38-year-old female school teacher, I'd be on Snapchat, picking up kids, high school kids. That seems to be in vogue this week. Holy cats.
Whatever.
So we're already in. Last week we started out by talking about all these pitchers without these injuries already, right? It was day 2 of pitchers and catchers. Today, Pablo Lopez probably out for the season with a strained UCL. He was on many people's fade lists for coming into 2026. And not good. So now they're Sonny Gray, or now they're Ryan, paper breaking, throwing Ober, and a great big pile of crap as a pitching staff.
And they couldn't be happier.
And the Pollard family couldn't be happier. He should be. He'll be talking. I'll give him somebody he can watch when we get to the prospects.
Hey, your buddy down to spring training, you'd be able to, if he went down 20 years ago, you'd see the same roster, Major League roster as this year.
Good one. That's
Thank
funny.
you. I waited all day for that. I
Pretty
paid
funny.
him $10 to type in that
I know,
comment.
I'm sure you probably rehearsed this.
Saving that, and I did.
You can't get our faces on the screen, but you fucked around with that all day today, so that's good. Good God.
Yeah.
The priorities of this show are really like not set yet.
No. Not at all. Not at all.
Too many personal agendas. I think half the point of what we do is to see how much we can piss each other off.
Pretty much.
Get each other riled up.
Pretty much.
But why would that change after 40 something years of knowing each other? So that's
fair.
That's very fair.
It's a fair assessment.
So a couple like weird things, like things I did not know. I didn't know Luis Rengifo was no longer on the Angels.
He just left.
I know.
He's tired of finishing last.
Yeah, they got a D. They got a D in the. They got a D in the off-season rankings. I thought they did a little bit better than that, but I think that the line was they're more fun. They seem to be more comfortable standing in quicksand than enjoying a nice day on the beach. I think that was the thing. And then also from an Angels standpoint, when they asked Mike Trout why he didn't play in the WBC, he said he was focused on trying to play 140 games this year.
He wants to play center field, though.
Well, he should want to play center field.
It's not a good position for him.
Not the way he plays. Not the way he plays. He only plays one way, unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately for him, he only plays one way. But for him to be, I think I was like Scott White and I were back and forth on this week. There was no doubt, and this is not 100 years ago. He was top 5 pick and probably as high as 1 for a very long period of time. And to see Mike Trout at 188. 188.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Like I'm trying to think of a superstar potential Hall of Fame player that was that guy.
Yeah.
And then he was this. And I mean, this is 582 leagues at NFBC. That's a lot. That's a bigger sample size than last week. That's another 100 leagues from last week. He's at 582, but he's at 188, but he's trending up since February 1st.
Yeah. He's tricky. He's tricky.
So let's just say he's healthy. No injuries, no wrist, no knee, no quad, no back, no any of the other 130 injuries he's had in the last 5 years. Let's just say he's healthy. What is he? 280, 35. Would that line up 90 RBIs?
35 might be generous at this point.
No more stolen bases.
No. 30, 28. I don't know. It's you'd have to, for me, I'd have to go back and extrapolate his at bats, home run per at bat. What have they been? What would they be if he gets 550 at bats?
Well, The last time he was like last year, he was 232, 26, 64 RBIs, and 106 hits. And he played 130 games. The last time before that he played 130 games was 2019. And he was 45, 104, 110 runs scored. And he hit 290. And stole 11 bases. Like the 2012 days of him stealing 49 bases are done.
Yeah,
the 2016 of him stealing 30. Like since 2019, he was 11 in 2019, 1-2, 1-2, 6-2. But he hasn't played. He played 53 games in 2020, 36 in 21, 82 in 23, and 29 in 2024. 2022, he played 119 games. And hit 40 homers. So he plays 130 games. Is he now 26 and 80?
Maybe. I don't know.
And a 250 hitter.
Yeah,
like that's the last year of Mike Schmidt's career.
Yeah.
Not the last 5.
He got old fast.
Well, some guys play one more year longer than they should.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that. So there's that Hall of Famer, superstar level player that's one more year longer than they should play, or maybe even 2 years longer than they should play. Then there's
Todd.
Then there's this guy, a resident statistician. Thank you. Then there's this guy who's never healthy.
Yeah.
And he wants to play. So he comes back before he's fully healthy, which is not ever good. He plays in that hellhole.
And that it is.
He's played for 15 seasons. He's played for 15 years. He's only $34 years old. Like, he's still young from a baseball standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, you know what? It has to be Anaheim. Because Albert dropped off the planet when he went to Anaheim.
No, there's no hope. It's like the abyss in really nice weather.
But Artie Moreno must be the nicest man that ever lived.
He's cursed. I have to grab something here. Bear with me a second.
He's definitely generous. Oh, he's into the, what are you, Carrot Top? You're going to bring a watermelon out and smash it with a sledgehammer on live on the air?
I'll smash it with my coconut head. I was reaching, before we get to the boom and bust, we have to conduct a coin flip.
Speaking of you reaching.
Yes. We have to conduct a coin flip to settle a draft position between you and Unstoppable Baseball.
Yeah, we do.
So I will flip the coin. I will gladly show it to the camera. You can call it per Steve. You can make the decision. You ready?
I can call it.
You can call it.
All right. I'm calling Taylor.
It is. Put on the light. It is a tail.
There we go.
So you get the better pick. Sorry, Unstoppable. You didn't pay me enough to fix it for you.
How about that?
All right. Let's get to the boom and busts.
Only you would have a two-tailed coin. Everybody else has a two-headed coin.
I get everything.
Thanks for not having me have to have an inquiry.
There you go.
Okay, who's who? This is who we're in on in the American League East with their current average draft position and how many drafts that 582 current drafts.
Yep.
So part of this is who are we in on? Part of this is also for me, who would I draft higher than their current ADP?
That's kind of what I based mine on. That's why when I sent you the list, I put in their ADP there to kind of tell you what I'm thinking.
Like I would. Westberg was going to be my pick. Westberg was going to be my pick for the Orioles. I have to have full transparency because I'm way in on Jordan Westberg this year until he woke up with an oblique strain and no idea how he did it. Here's a thought. You're getting ready for spring training. Stop jerking off before you go to bed. Maybe that, because that's how I got an oblique strain the last time I got one. But like how do you get one?
A lot of information.
How do you not know, right? I know I give the Orioles a ton of shit. I do. I know I do. And this league that James Slavin decided to rope me into, that is one of the weirdest friggin' group chats I've ever been in my life. From conversations about parachuting in on October 7th with a banner to a music festival, which was today, to the Sinaloa cartel, that like this group chat's like off the rails. But one of the guys in the league is an Oriole fan, Tommy Ecker, who's been with us. And we were talking the other night about the Orioles rotation, right? Rogers, solid year. Bassett eats up a bunch of innings. Shane Baz, who the fuck knows? Zach Eflin, I don't know why he's still in baseball. Dean Kramer, he'll be hurt by tomorrow. And Kyle Bradish. And I hate to get caught up in the hype on guys, but the measurables on Kyle Bradish are almost equal to Tarek Skubal. Like, he's that good.
I almost went with Trevor Rogers, but I like Westberg for what you said last week. He may get second base eligibility here too.
Yeah.
With Holiday out.
Yeah.
It's funny. Todd BU 02215. Happy belated, by the way. Forgot to wish you happy birthday last week. He's not on the Roman Anthony train. I love Anthony.
I do too. And I have taken him early in some of the mocks. In an open draft, I am not taking him. He's like in the 70s for me in an open
really.
Draft.
I think he's top 30.
I certainly wouldn't draft him higher than that.
I think he's top 30.
Now, in a dynasty league, in a dynasty league where we're starting fresh, I might take him in the second round.
Yeah. What about Cole? I mean, you have Ben Rice. That's fine. I look Cole 292. That's absurdly low.
There's two reasons. There's one huge reason why I have Ben Rice, and because he's going to have dual position eligibility, and dual position eligibility for that bat in Yankee Stadium. I might go higher than his ADP.
Really?
Yeah, because catcher sucks. Catcher's not a great position, right?
He doesn't scream Kevin Moss with the catcher's mitt to you?
No. He hits a ball so friggin' hard, Sean. He hits the ball so hard, and he cut his strikeouts down in the second half of the year. And we'll see. He's going to play more against left-hand pitching this year. We'll see. This could be he could be who we're out on next year. Cole, it sounds like they're slow playing him.
Yep.
And they're saying after Memorial Day. And he's talking like that. He looks pretty damn good.
Look, he's not a bad move to pick him up, put him on your
But at
bench.
292, I'm taking
It's
him
like a
way.
great
I'm
trade
taking him
acquisition 2 months through the
way.
year.
I'm taking him way before that.
Exactly. You draft him, you put him
Like
on your injured
180.
list.
I'm like 180. He's in a draft queue for me.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it.
Put him
And
on
as
the
we get
injured
closer
list.
to the season, that number is going to go up.
Yeah, for sure. It's got to. Tampa, yeah, whatever. They're just kind of there. I was going to take McClanahan.
But
I like Pepio a little bit.
Pepio's great. Like both of these guys that we have are people that should be considered higher than the ADP that they're going at.
Yeah.
I think Diaz is going to be not great and back in that ballpark. Just like I think Junior Caminero may not be Junior Caminero of last year in that stadium. Aranda's going to hit no matter. Like, Aranda's like Luis Arias with more power. Like he's just his bat to ball is his bat to ball. Like he just makes contact. The stadium doesn't matter for him. And I don't know what in the name of God made me put Dylan Cease's name down. Other than they're probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, he scares the shit out of me.
I know he does. I didn't do it just to poke you. I'm not buying the hype on Varsho.
I like Varsho.
I know a lot of people do. Like all the people that we're connected with in this world seem to like him a hell of a lot more than where he's being drafted.
Yeah.
Like he's like Blue Jay fade boy this year. Like everybody's fading on Varsho. I don't know. He's an elite defensive center fielder, and so is Kevin Kiermaier. I would have never drafted him in a minute. Varsho's got power. I don't know. It's going to be hard for them to replicate what they did last year. And that leads us right into who the guys that we're out with, and we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. Because I 100% agree with you on Springer.
He had a career year, a great renaissance. Good for him. He's not that good. He's gotten older. He's got to regress to the mean.
The ADP tells you that.
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling the same way, right? Like he's not going until the 9th round.
I'll let somebody else make that pick.
Yeah, right. And hope he stays healthy. And if he does, he does. That's the way it goes. And Jeff Hoffman, I'm not even sure he's going to be the closer by the end of the year there.
Yeah, Shaker High School. It's a lot of times, especially with closers, when they have that big blow up like he had in the World Series, you mentally don't recover from that. You get shell shocked. He
led the league in homers allowed last year. They just happened to win a zillion. They had a zillion come from behind wins last year. And a 1,001 run game wins like that. Like it just like, and he was the closer. Like a closer, when a closer wins, like the best year a closer can have is to have 0 wins or 3 or 4. That means that they pitched in the 10th or 11th inning and got a win. But you can't you can't be always like in the hook for like he was 9-7 last year. That's not what you want. It used to be like when Rich Gossage and Raleigh Fingers and Bruce Sutter and those guys were pitching 2 or 3 innings. Yeah, 9-7 would be great. Well, they don't do that. That's not happening anymore.
Yep.
His ERA was 4.37 last year.
Yeah. We had, was it Todd last week? Somebody last week asked us about Chandler Simpson. The more I thought about it, no thanks. He is Juan Pierre of the 2020s.
Yeah. And Cedric Mullins is the guy that's going to watch him be Juan Pierre because if I see one more watch out for Cedric Mullins friggin' tweet, my head's going to explode. Holy cow. So my Sonny Gray is obvious. I hate him. Why Jackson Holliday for you?
Look, everything you read about this Hammett bone thing, the guys take a while to come back. And when they do, The power's not there. So if, let's say Jackson Holiday comes back, reasonable time, the power does not come back. He didn't have a ton of power to begin with.
No.
So what do those numbers look like? Give you a decent batting average. Oh, score some runs, drive in some. Didn't really steal. At best, he's what, 2.5 categories? So I love the guy. And in Dynasty, he's a good investment later for future years, but just not for this year. I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie. And so when they tell you that Hammett Bone Wednesday was last week, you got to take a step back. And he was going to be kept in our Dynasty League. I don't think he's going to be kept now for that reason.
It's interesting with him because he, through the middle of January, he was rising in trends. And then he kind of leveled off until the middle of January, before this injury was even discussed. And he started dropping then. The reason I like NFBC's ADP for the sheer volume of leagues that they do.
Yeah.
What I don't like about it is it's across all of their leagues. And they have leagues where you draft the starting lineup and you don't make any changes, and that's your lineup for the season.
Yeah.
Which means guys that are injured don't get drafted in the beginning. They don't get drafted. Like Garrett Cole doesn't get drafted in those leagues. It just doesn't happen. So Holiday he's at 163 on CBS. I mean,
yeah, the other guy in here I put is Grisham. I think he had his year. He got his
I agree with
$22
that.
million.
I agree with that.
That's going to go down as the worst contract in baseball this year.
And the reason Austin Wells is on here for me is because I've got Ben Rice on who I'm in on.
Yeah.
And then Taylor Ward, they're talking about having him lead off. Holy mackerel. Please have him lead off. I'm begging you. Make life easier on me as an Oreo hater and have him lead off.
Yeah, and I put a Aroldis Chapman just because he's up there. 65 ADP is just way too high. It's too high for a closer. He's old. He came out of nowhere last year and was great. I don't see that happening again. He was fantastic last year.
But I have Ranger Suarez on who I'm in on because he's going to be a number 3 starter. And I'll tell you, with him, I'm probably overdrafting him. I'm probably overdrafting him because I know his track record before July 1st is so good. And then I'm trying to trade the shit out of him at the All-Star break.
Yep.
While his value's high, because his second half has been bad pretty much his entire career. I don't think Sonny Gray, nice job in Oakland. Nobody gave a shit.
I did.
Nice job in Cincinnati. Nobody gave a shit. Nice job in St. Louis. People weren't showing up to games. In the pressure cooker, he sucked. He's in another pressure cooker. I think he's going to suck again. I think the pressure of pitching in Boston and then him running his mouth about the Yankees, and then they got to play the Yankees, and he'll probably get a start in Yankee Stadium. I think he's going to fold up like a cheap suit. And I'm not a fan. Obviously. But B, I don't think he's cut out for being in these situations. And he's going to be relied on pretty heavily. They do have some options if he falters or when he falters, one of which we'll talk about right now.
Sure.
So we both want relative chalk on on the Orioles because both of those guys are going to probably be in the opening day lineup. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Marcelo Meyer, everything is 100% up in the air there now because they got 30 third baseman, second baseman combo guys between Durbin and IKF and Cutter Crawford and him.
Yeah.
And Rafaela and and Sedane and they got all these guys. They got so many guys who play so many different positions. Like how much is he going to actually get to play?
Yeah. Oh, Top, by the way, I hit this last comment. We don't agree. We don't understand that trade either. 4 years of control for Grayson Rodriguez for 1 year of Taylor Ward. That's just crazy.
I'm rooting for Grayson Rodriguez to get the 30 starts he says he wants to have and be friggin' unbelievable.
Yeah. Stupid trade.
But Connerly Early was a really nice story at the end of the year. Peyton Toll's a better prospect. And I have no doubt between Suarez's injury history and my feeling that Gray's going to implode, that he'll be in the rotation sooner than later there.
Here's my question with Spencer Jones. I just have a feeling he's going to be the next Yankee minor league star that's never going to get a look. They're going to bury him at AAA because they don't know what to do with these kids. Jason Dominguez is the current guy.
Yeah.
But they never trade him. They never move him. I don't understand what the Yankees do on so many levels.
They hug him. He fucking hug. It makes me insane. He'll make a trade and he'll be like, oh, he'll be so thrilled. They only give up like the 19th, 17th, and 23rd prospect. But prospects 1 through 5, he'll never consider moving to win.
Yeah.
He should have been traded for Dylan Cease last year.
Yes.
He should have been traded. He should be a White Sox. He should have been traded for Dylan Cease. He should be in Cleveland, and Stephen Kwan should be playing left field, and Bellinger should be playing center. Like, whatever it is, trade the fucking guy. I'll tell you, Carlos Lagrange, man, that dude, he's the next pitcher coming.
Okay.
He is the next pitcher coming. He's already thrown he's hit 102. He's got crazy friggin' movement on his slider. He'll probably, knowing that Luis Gil's going to get hurt, and I love Adam Warren, but who knows with him? He could be in the rotation this year. He's got great stuff. And he's the guy that when they keep talking about trade, him and Lombard are the 2 prospects I would not trade.
Yeah.
Especially given the current state of shortstop. I wouldn't trade Lombard.
Joey Gallo 2.0. We'll see.
I love both the guys on Tampa.
Yeah, Melton will see if he gets a look. He apparently hits a shit out of the ball.
Yeah.
Didn't get enough of a look in Houston. And just Savage, I love.
Williams got a little bit of time last year. I mean, Tampa's the kings of controlling arbitration, so they'll keep him in the minors as long as they possibly can until he's got nothing more to prove. And then Savage is a layup, but it wasn't too long ago, like 2 years ago, where Ricky Tiedemann was their number 1 prospect.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got Gausman, you've got Cease, you've got Barrios, who's terrifying. You've got Savage. If he's healthy, he may be in a rotation this year. He may be in the rotation this year, but his problem is he can't stay healthy. He's had too many arm injuries already. He may end up being whatever happened to Ricky Tiedemann, and then next year we're like, he's like coaching at a high school because he can't stay healthy because his arm fell off. But every single player on this list in a dynasty league is going to be on somebody's roster.
Yeah.
I mean, Basallo's, he was a number 8 prospect. So I mean, he's 223.83 on CBS. He's probably about the same. Last I looked, he was about the same on NFBC. And Beavers is, God, he's got to be, he's 253. So that's about right. That's about right.
All right. How about the National League East?
The National League East. Who are we in on? I mean, I'm all in on both these guys. On Baldwin and Riley. I'm all in. I'm in on the Braves this year. I'm way in on the Braves this year.
Yeah, I talked about Austin Riley with the big man of Massachusetts today, and he had a lot of at-bats last year. He had more than I realized, and he just wasn't very good. I still think he's solid.
He was hurt leading up to it, then he was hurt, and then he came back early.
And that whole team was just
they were
in a malaise the whole season.
Yeah, good word. That's a good word.
Thank you.
That's an adult word we just used. Sorry about that.
I wrote it on my wrist to remember to say that. But I didn't spell it out the way it normally is spelled because I wouldn't be able to figure out what it says.
MULAYZ.
Yes, malaise. Z-E.
Phonetics.
Z-E, yes. It's just so much easier.
Another big word.
I don't know what it is about Yuri Perez. I'm going to let our whole league know. Don't let him sit too long. He's going to be on my team to go with Brian Wu and Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, and the guy to his right, Owen Casey, he's going to be on my team too.
Yeah, $4.99. That's insane.
That's way too low, man. That's way too low. And we're going to see his name again, but that's way too low for him. Way too low.
What about my Adolis Garcia? I think Philly's a great spot for him. He's going to get at bats. He's going to get a chance to redeem himself.
His head.
It's bulbous.
It's like the size of the fucking heads that they used in the Simpsons baseball episode when the Springfield Isotopes brought in McGuire and Bonds and all those guys and gave them giant heads. He's got a giant head.
Yes.
He is Nick Castellanos with a much better defensive profile. But his ceiling is 10 times higher than Castellanos. And we're going to see because Castellanos is going to play a lot in San Diego.
Yeah.
And Garcia is going to play every day. They're not going to take him out of the lineup. Left field is going to be very friendly to him at Citizens Bank Park. You're in on Polanco. I am not.
I had him. I've had him the last year or so. I like him in this spot. I just like him in this spot.
Well, at that number, yeah. I mean, certainly in a league where you're in a league where you've got a corner infield position that you have to draft a corner infield position, 225 too low for him. In a league and he's not first base eligible yet, he will be at some point in time. So you'd be drafting him as a middle infielder, as a second baseman right now, or a utility player. I like Williams higher than 76, and they're going to win some games. I mean, not because they try. They're going to win some games until September, and then they're going to choke because they're the Mets. And I'll tell you, like I know that we talked about Christopher Sanchez last week. A healthy Luzardo I like better than Sanchez.
Luzardo's great. I kept him one year when I thought he was going to be everything in Oakland.
Take 2 starts out of him last year, and he's going to be a Cy Young candidate.
Yeah, I'm a big Luzardo fan.
He was tremendous. We'll see what they do with the rotation, and if they move him in front of Nola. Not having Wheeler changes everything for them, right? Because Wheeler's the dog, and so that changes everything. That bumps everybody up, where Christopher Sanchez is going to pitch against, Skeens and Yamamoto and Sale, and he's going to pitch against everybody's number one. So everybody's going to bump up a spot, but I mean, we'll get to Aaron Nola in a second, but they all move up a spot, or are they the same pitcher? And both the Nationals guys I like. And I like I like Garcia for his flexibility and the fact that he's starting to work out at first base, which is a massive problem there. And I like Lyle because of a guy we're going to talk about on the next slide. And he had a really good year last year. Like he was really effective last year for them. And the reason I like Lyle, I don't think I'm as down. I might be buying the chirp, right? I might be buying the Dylan Cruz chirp. Like it's like fading on Dylan Cruz. And every time I see it, I'm like, well, he can't possibly fucking be worse than last year, can he?
He could.
I agree with you at 164. Nope. No way. Nope. And Keibert Ruiz, he's not even going to be a starting catcher there. In a 2-catcher league, if you got to take a Nationals catcher, he's not the guy to take. We'll get to the guy you take in a minute.
Yeah, he's been serviceable over the years, but I agree with you. He's not serviceable enough. He's serviceable in fantasy, but that's not even the case anymore because catching has suddenly gotten a little deeper. You can get 10 decent catchers out of a haul.
Yeah. Like I agree. I agree with you on Stowers based on 127 ADP.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
He had never even come close to what he did last year before. Not even close.
Well, because he was in Baltimore and they ruined prospects there.
Yeah. Do it again and maybe I'll believe, but.
And then while we're on the Marlins, Chris Paddock's the number 3 starter, and he's at 740, and that's where he should be.
That's bad.
No, they have so much young pitching. He probably won't even be in the rotation.
Yeah.
He's going to get bumped in. I mean, it's going to be Alcantara and it's going to be Perez, and then it's a total crapshoot. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be him.
No.
And David Peterson, no. Like they're 1 and 2 are Sean Manaea and David Peterson. And then people give me shit for making fun of the Mets. Like, come on.
I still can't figure out how he made an all-star game, but
somebody had to.
He did.
I agree with you on Simeon. I'm not like Simeon's got to prove it to
me. Simeon's career ended a couple of years ago. I mean, he has not been good. I know he came back a little bit last year. No, and Aaron Nola, I've seen that movie too many times. Not this year.
I think it's the same with Stott. Stott's going to lose his job. We'll talk about that in a second. They're kind of platooning him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm higher on Ozzie Albies than you are. And probably a lot of people are higher on Jurickson Profar than I am. But at some point, like he's either going to get caught cheating again or he's going to go back to being the first 8 years of his career, Jurickson Profar.
Yeah, my issue with Albies is he's never going to be as good as he's supposed to be. So I'm going to let somebody else take him higher than I will.
He was in the 30s 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was. And he's been kept in our dynasty league for years. I kept him, I think, for 3 years, waiting. And he was just good enough. He'd just give you a taste of it, of what, hey, he might become what I think he's going to be. And he has.
Yeah, he's, but he's consistent, which is what's maddening, as opposed to Michael Harris, who's consistently inconsistent, and the inconsistencies are the ones that make you feel like I got to draft this dude. I need this guy on my team.
Not me. Out on Harris.
I'm in on all the Braves this year. I'm in on the Braves. So you've got Casey as your prospect. I've got him as my go get.
Yep.
Here we are again with Braves pitching coming out of the minor league because both these guys are going to be great.
Yeah.
They're both going to be both going to be really good.
I heard Richie might be the first guy up. That's why
he probably will be. Caminiti, I don't know if he'll even if he gets a look, it'll be late or like everything went bad. Sale got hurt, Strider got hurt again, Eldred got hurt.
Schwellenbach's already out.
Schwellenbach can't come back. He needs season-ending surgery. Waldrop's elbow issues worse than they thought. Like, it's going to take a lot, I think, for him to make the rotation. But like they just keep reloading pitchers. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And when they come up, they're really good. They're not. Oh, this guy got called up. Maybe I should watch him for a little bit. Like a Braves call a pitcher up to start, you probably should add him.
Did I hear Waldrop came up with an arm thing the other day?
Yeah, he's got some loose bodies in his elbow. It's the same stuff it's the shit that Jeffrey Dahmer used to say. I got loose bodies in my apartment.
Okay.
Same stuff. Robbie Snelling is why you don't take Chris Paddock. Robbie Snelling could be National League Rookie of the Year. Could be. He's that good. And they still got Meyer.
What's Painter's outlook in Philly?
Well, right now he's in the rotation.
He's going to get a look. Okay.
He's definitely going to look. I love Jonah Tong. He wasn't spectacular last year, but he was good enough to look like he's going to be a major league pitcher.
I'd run him out there before Peterson and Manaea. You know what they are.
With that team and that lineup and the guy that's playing left field who can't catch a cold, Benji'd be my starting center fielder coming out of camp, and I just let him figure it out. They can carry him. They can carry. It's the shit I was saying about Volpe when they were talking about bringing Volpe up. I'm like, just bring him. The lineup can carry him, but you need the defense. Aiden Miller is why Bryson Stott shouldn't be drafted, because Aiden Miller is going to make Trey Turner move to second base.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sooner than later, I think, too. And Harry Ford's why you don't take Kybert Ruiz, because Harry Ford – plus, Harry Ford adds an element to catcher that you don't see that often. Not since, 5 years ago, JT Realmuto, where he steals bases, too.
Harry Ford's a Major League Baseball caliber catcher. He just got squeezed out of Seattle by Cal Raleigh.
Well, yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Really it.
He's got to play.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be on a roster and play once every 6 days. Like, it's like he's got to play. He's got to play baseball. And Yohandy Morales, like, they need Pop at first base. He could be there sooner than later. Like, there'll be a lot of kids playing. There are going to be a lot of kids playing in Washington this year. A lot.
Why not?
A lot of young kids. Soraka was my choice one, but he's not even going to pitch this year. Seems like they're snake bit from a pitcher standpoint. But they got not only do they have Morales, but they got a huge haul from Texas. A huge haul from Texas.
Yeah.
But their minor leagues are loaded. They'll fuck it up because they're the Nationals. They can't help themselves. They'll get them up. They'll be good. They'll trade them because they won't pay them. I'll take a leak on Nationals Park Saturday when I'm walking by it on my way to the Philadelphia Union home opener in D.C. at Audi Park. I'll be staying down there.
Of you.
Well, I may get a since my kids are going to be bored, I'm going to look and see if there's a national. I've never been to Nationals Park because every major event that my daughter's been involved with while she's been going to school there never coincides with them being home. And I'm not a good enough dad to just take a trip out of the blue to go see her. So, because that's just, all right, I said it. Yeah, that's me. But
we showing it.
Yeah, well, look at it. It's true. And so I haven't been to Nationals Park yet, but if there's a tour on late Friday afternoon or Sunday morning, I think I'm going to take it and just tour the ballpark and just see it. Looks nice.
See how the beer vendors are doing. Maybe they'll throw you a couple of suds.
Maybe I can test the lines for maybe I can be part of the early line testing. I can get a whatever the beer of DC is, Swamp Ale, whatever the Washington DC beer is. I don't even think they have one. It's not like going to Chicago and getting an old style or going to Baltimore. You don't like, everybody's got their own beers. DC doesn't do that stuff. Plus it's probably $38 for a beer. So
yeah.
It's very expensive there. Everything in Washington is very, very expensive. So I would guess, I honestly would guess, like in a dynasty league, depends on the depth of the dynasty league, right? So deep dynasty, all these guys are going to be on a roster. Short dynasty league, I think Harry Ford's going to get, in a 2-catcher league, Harry Ford's going to get drafted.
Yes.
Painter's going to get drafted. Tom's going to get drafted. I'm drafting Casey. I already told you that. Richie's probably going to get drafted.
He'd be a good minor league prospect.
Yes. Bengie, yes, especially in our league where you got all these misguided Met fans. Miller, I'm not so sure, and Morales probably not, because you don't reach to Washington just by default. You don't necessarily go grab a Nationals player unless you're deep dynasty. Then you're looking at 18, 19-year-old guys. Wilcott, who they got from Texas. Speaking of Wilcott, Sebastian Walcott from Texas, out for the year. I thought maybe we would see him as the second baseman there last year, at some point in time this year. No. I mean, Morales is not on the CBS side. He's not even in the first 417 players.
You see Walker Buehler to the Padres. I don't know if that's any sort of. I don't know if he's going to make it back.
They got a whole pile of guys. That if they hit, they hit big, and if they don't, who knows? They got to figure out the rotation after King and Pivetta and Joe Musgrave, who I'm sure people are forgetting about. They got to figure the rotation out. They need 2 more guys. And yeah. Is it going to, or Joe Musgrove, is it going to be, JP Sears? Is it going to be Velasquez again? I mean, Musgrove's going at 253, which is kind of high, I think. But not if he's healthy, it's not.
I don't know if it had happened yet, but Corbin Burns to the 60-day DL, that's bad.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal. I mean, Cole's going to end up on the 60-day DL.
I thought Burns is going to be back sooner than that, though.
I think that's probably pretty normal for him. I mean, I don't know what they're saying. Maybe I get to maybe I change up my itinerary and I go to a D-backs spring training game and see if I can get. They did sign Zach Gallen back. See if I can get.
Hey, right after we went off the
You
air,
know why they did it? They needed to clear a spot to put Zach Gallen on the.
Right after we went off last week,
He's saying July. Corbin Burns is saying July return.
Chris Bassett signed with the O's right after we went off last week. They got an A grade for their offseason, which really surprised me. I think it was
traded for Taylor fucking Ward.
I know.
That's immediate. That's like handing in a paper and not putting your name on it.
You lose a letter grade. Top pitching prospect on a team that needs pitching. I can't get the A, but Bassett is okay. He's durable. He's a perfect gamer.
He's perfect. He's perfect for them. I mean, honestly, he is perfect for them because, like, you plug him in at 3, he's perfect for anybody. Frankly,
he is. I like Chris Bassett.
You plug him in at 3, 4, 5, and you know 100% what you're going to get.
This is true.
He's going to compete like a maniac. He never gets hurt. I don't know how that's possible, but the dude, he doesn't get injured. He competes his ass off. He's going to give you like 3 out of 5 starts where you're like, man, I'm glad I got Chris Bassett in my rotation. He's going to give you 2 where you're like, should we put him in a bullpen? Like, he's that.
I love Chris Bassett. He was fantastic for Oakland.
He's far better than Zach Eflin. He's far better than all their other options. Povich, like, pick a guy. So after Bradish and Rogers, he's their 3rd best starter, and it's not even really close to me. They don't have pitching in their minor leagues. They have none. They traded their only minor league pitching star to get a guy that's going to lead off and hit 235 and probably not hit 40 homers. I can guarantee you that. I'll bet on that. I think it's a great signing for the Orioles. Like, I would have thought it would have been a great signing for the White Sox, or I would have thought it would have been a great signing for the Cubs, or the Pirates, or the Rays, or the Royals. Like, you got young pitching in your rotation, and then you bring him in. If he's the right guy, they're still going to fuck it up. I guarantee it. They don't want to. They don't know why. But they will. They'll find a way to screw it up. Something will happen. Holiday won't come back. Westberg's oblique will turn into a long-term oblique. Taylor Ward will stink. Adley Rutschman will be what he was last year. I mean, something will happen. And the 13,000 people that show up for games there are going to be pissed off, and the other 30,000 that should be showing up won't come. They're starting to get on the list of cities that don't deserve a baseball team.
Yeah.
You got all that young talent. Like, that stadium should be full. Or maybe not necessarily full, but it should be better than 24,000 a night. That's for sure. I am a big Chris Bassett fan. I'm not a big Chris Bassett fantasy fan.
Yeah, I think that's the difference.
Right? He's a plug-in. Like, hey, I need to pick a guy up. Chris Bassett's still there. He's going to make all his starts. Head-to-head, he's probably a good guy to get. He doesn't strike a lot of guys out. His ERA is 4-ish. His whip is 1-2-ish. Here's what he is.
Yeah.
Baseball standpoint, that's a great move for them. Still not a top of the rotation guy, which is what they needed. desperately, if they took a flyer on Zach Gallen, like what was Bassett's contract?
I don't know.
He signed for what did he sign for? He got a 1-year deal for $18.5 million with in a 3, and he can earn $500,000 in incentives if he starts 27 games. And the irony of all ironies, Zach Gallen come on now, rejected. This is fucking hysterical. He rejected a $22.025 million qualifying offer with the Diamondbacks to sign for $22.025 million.
Okay.
So and $14 million is deferred. So if you for $8 million more, you could have taken a flyer on the last month of Zach Gallen and his career before last year, or Chris Bassett, and they went super safe, and they didn't take a flyer on a potential top of the rotation guy, and that's why they're the Baltimore Orioles, because they made an $8 million decision. $8 million. I mean, it's not like we're talking about, paying Dylan Cease $35 million. We're talking about that. Or paying Framber what he got paid, which is what they should have done anyway.
Yes.
That's what they should have done. They screwed the pooch on that one for sure. That was the fit of fits. And they're going to be right in it in the East. The East is going to be a dogfight again with 4 good teams fighting for 2 or potentially 3 playoff spots. Like winning the division, probably going to be 92 wins. If I was going to guess, 92 will probably win the division because they're going to beat the crap out of each other all year. There's going to be one team that's going to win 100. And the guy they just elevated to replace they did make a decision on who to replace Tony Clark with, and that is
whoever his lieutenant was.
His lieutenant.
The hard ass. Not that I don't think it matters. I think it's owners versus owners, and they're not going to be able to get out of their own way to.
Yeah, Bruce Meyer. I don't even know what he. I mean, he was the lead negotiator during the COVID pandemic. I don't know.
No, baseball fans are screwed. I'm going to try not to pay too much attention to it. I don't think Clark not being there is going to really matter.
No, actually, I honestly believe that having, with the exception of when there's labor negotiations going on, a former player as head of the Players Association, I think is a good idea. Just like I think it's a good idea, like the NFL has former players that handle like punishments for hits and stuff. I think that's a good idea. But when you're doing labor negotiations, I wouldn't want a former player involved.
No, you got to get
I
the
want somebody
attorneys
that's
in
fucking
there.
like Don Fear, like somebody that's done it.
Yep.
Like the
Yep.
reason that Manfred is commissioner of baseball is that he is a brilliant, supposedly, he's got to be good at something because it ain't baseball.
It's not baseball.
Supposedly he's a brilliant labor negotiator. So we'll see if he can find a way to bridge whatever this gap is that's going to happen. I mean, the Dodgers aren't asking for a salary cap.
No, they're not. And,
the Blue Jays aren't asking for a salary cap. The Blue Jays aren't.
They need a cap.
The Mets aren't.
Need a floor. They need a floor, and that's.
Well, you can't get one without the other.
But that's going to be the point. I say it's going to be owners against owners, and that's what it is.
Like I agree with the floor 1,000,000%. Like I've been railing on that for 5 years.
Yeah,
at least. Like you see the Marlins payroll, the Rays payroll, the Pirates, like you see those payrolls, you're like, see the fucking Guardians coming out and whining. We're a small market team. We can't sign big market players. Bullshit. Yeah.
You don't want to.
Your owner's the 13th richest owner in a fucking game. You can sign whoever you want.
Yep.
You can sign whoever you want. You're the Cleveland Guardians. You got a rich tradition. You're in the playoffs almost every year. There's no way you can't make runs at guys if you want to. There's no way. You're just choosing not to. Like if they're like, can you, I hate to always go back to this because it's like the laziest, easiest thing to go back to. But can you imagine if there was revenue sharing at this level when George Steinbrenner was running the Yankees? Do you think he would give a crap? He would only care about beating the Dodgers. He wouldn't care about anything else.
Yeah. Yes.
He wouldn't care about, okay, I got to pay an extra $130 million in penalty. I won a World Series. It was worth it.
Care.
I made $400 million on merchandise. I don't care. Like it's just, I get it. You run a business. You don't want to lose money. You want to be fiscally responsible. You don't want, you want the business to be on its own. You don't want to put your personal money into the business. I get I understand all that from a business standpoint. What I don't understand is the speak of the woe is me speak. You bought a Major League Baseball team. That for every single owner in the league, with the exception of Tampa, who recently changed hands, is worth quadruple what they paid for. The valuation's so much higher than what they paid for it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And if you don't want to be in the business of trying to win, then sell the damn team.
Sell the team.
Take your $4 billion and go home.
I've said it a million times. If an owner's in sports to make money, I wish they didn't own my team. You want guys that want to win.
Yeah.
I get the business and you're there to make money. I get that part, but
speaking of owners, and I do try to support you in this Vegas thing that has become the Sacramento, whatever they are. They will not be the Las Vegas A's.
No, they won't.
The Las Vegas, whatever they're going to be. It occurred to me as they're posting progress on the stadium and all the stuff that's going on. There is no way this isn't getting done. There's no way.
It's not going to get done.
You know why it's going to get done? Because baseball wants it to get done.
Baseball's not going to fund $1 billion where they're short on the funding. They don't have the money. And John Fisher's not going to pay for it. Baseball is not going to get together and come up. You think those greedy ass fucking owners are going to get together and write checks to total $1 billion to bail out the cheap Nepo baby in the Bay Area?
No, I don't. But they're going to make them sell it.
But there's a clause somewhere in there that he can't. No, you know what it is? It's the relocate. They'll have to waive the thing they made him sign. Like there was no $500 million relocation fee. And if he sold the team, like he was going to have to, I can't remember exactly what it was. They would have to waive that. But who's he going to sell it to? He can't get any investors.
The owner, he'll sell it. Somebody will buy it.
And look, by the way, the other part lost in there is Vegas. Not only is it the 40th biggest market in the country, it's not doing well.
No, Vegas is doing poorly.
Okay, it's doing poorly.
It does good. It does good. It does really well 8 or 9 Sundays a year
with tourists.
And it's not Raiders fans. It's fans coming in to see their team play in that stadium. The fact that they're turning over all these, in the Sphere, they're turning over all these residences in the Sphere, just let you know that, like, unless they're signing them for 2-year contracts and then trying to make it fresh. But Vegas is not doing well at all.
No.
It's not a gambling city anymore. Online gambling has destroyed that. There's a lot to do in Vegas, and not just the degenerate shit that we did our whole lives. There's like, you could take your family to Las Vegas and have a really good week, right? There's enough stuff to do. But the attraction of Las Vegas isn't the attraction of Las Vegas.
No.
Like, the Knights do well.
That's their homegrown. Expansion team, I think, would do well there. But bringing in that garbage ass fucking.
Well, we'll see, because the NBA is going to give them a team,
and I bet you that works. The Raiders haven't taken off. Mostly it's all transplants. You're relying on transplants to have any sort of home field advantage. Not going to happen.
NBA will do well. Like, the NBA is going to give Seattle, which should have never lost a team in the first place, and Vegas will be the other team. And just like the WNBA team, they'll kill it.
Yep. All right. Next week,
the Centrals. Just a louder conversation next week.
I already have them penciled in. All right, one of us will have them. All right,
absolutely.
Next Wednesday.
We'll talk about them this year too. Peace.
Next Wednesday, 8:00 live.
Episode
75. Be good.